And so now I get the pleasure of introducing Grace Oben. So I know I kind of mentioned her at the beginning, but she's got lots of knowledge to share tonight. So thank you.
Thank you, Margarita. I'm going to try to make this work. So I'm going to be using more of this space. You know, when they introduce you like that, you start wondering, what do I do to make sure that I defend that introduction? It's so amazing how, it's one thing to introduce yourself, but it's another thing when another person introduces you. And it's always a very beautiful feeling to sit down and just listen to someone introduce you, especially in a very beautiful way. So thank you so much for that. And good afternoon, beautiful people. Isn't it amazing that we finally have some really beautiful sun outside? It is, right? Oh my goodness. Calgary, I love this city. I call it bipolar because Calgary changes whenever it wants to change. The weather just, if someone had told me, Kennedy, like this guy, he's an amazing person. I met him, when was it 20 something? I can't remember. But through my daughter, Facebook and blah, blah, blah. And when I met with him and he spoke, I'm like, this guy is going to do big things. He's got a very unique mindset, which is really hard to find. And he's been impacting lives. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be here this Sunday afternoon to share with these beautiful people some great thoughts. And if someone had told me that you could pull this crowd on a Sunday afternoon, I'm like, no way. Sunday afternoon, after service or whatever, people want to rest, they want to do personal stuff. Who wants to come to a conference on a Sunday evening? So anything is possible. Once you believe it's possible and you do the work that you need to do, it's going to happen. When Kennedy was doing his presentation, he showed that last picture, the code. It reminds me of, I don't know how many of you have driven to Cochrane before, Cochrane, Calgary. So it reminded me of one day I was driving from Cochrane. And when you're driving, whether from Calgary to Cochrane or Cochrane to Calgary, when you go past mile 12 traffic light, you notice that the houses are mansions, right? It's mansions. Everybody have this big land and stuff. So one day I was driving back from Cochrane, and I was just admiring, just looking at this beautiful mansion. They have space, they have land. And then immediately I crossed the mile 12 traffic light. I see this other picture, probably not as crowded as the one you show, but one wall, it's, have just this gap. And I'm like, God, the difference is so clear. It's so clear. But it all starts with the right mindset. When you have the right mindset, I always say to people, anything is possible. Everything that your heart desires, anything that your heart desires is possible. Whether it's financial freedom or abundance or whatever it is, vitalized health, anything you desire is possible. All you need to do is to implement. Action, that's all. And I'm really happy because this is a financial literacy conference. So Kenneth will be sharing so much. I really hope that you take notes, and when you leave here today, challenge yourself. Don't promise him, don't challenge him. Challenge yourself that you're going to implement, if not one thing that you learned today, and it's going to make a whole lot different. The next time you see him, you'll be giving him a testimony and a thank you for what he did. So, mindset. So I'll be talking to you today about your mind being your most powerful tool, and then I'll touch on what makes your mindset such a powerful tool, and then positive mindset, as well as renewing your mind, which is basically mind management. So we are the expression of our mind. Okay? So who you are today is the function of your mind. And I always say to people that your personality is the whole expression of your mindset. So the beautiful thing is that we can change our mindset. We can change the way we think. We can change the way we process things. Two people can be communicated the same thing, but you'll be amazing how they both will interpret what was communicated by the same person. It's all about the mindset. So what's your mindset like? What kind of mindset do you have? It's your mindset, the mindset of impossibility or the mindset of possibility? When an idea comes to you, what do you say to yourself? Do you talk yourself out of that idea, or do you pursue that idea? When someone says to you, you can do it, what do you respond? You have no idea. That's why you say you can do it. I'm not like you that is so smart. Yeah, I'm not like you that, you just flow with this thing. We all can do it. We all have the same ability, but we need to work on the mindset. So all the information Kenneth will be sharing today. So Kenneth said something. He said, we have the tendency to feel uncomfortable every time they talk about money. Yet money affects everything we do. Money affects our relationship. If you are having money trouble, productivity drops. It affects your relationship. It affects your attitude. It affects everything that you do. But yet, when we talk about money, we get really uncomfortable. So my question for you today is, are you at that point where you just think enough is enough? This financial thing, this money thing, I have to fix this thing. I want to believe that that's the reason you decided to spend your Sunday afternoon here and not somewhere else. Because you are saying to yourself, you know what, I'm done with this paycheck to paycheck life. I'm done with this struggle. I'm done with all these things. I need to change what needs to be changed. And all the information here that will be shared today, if you don't do anything with it, you will see the next poster for financial literacy by Kenneth, and you show up the same. So which is why it's so important that we fix it upstairs, because once we take care of the mind, then everything becomes easier. Even decision making becomes easier. So I always say your mind is unlimited in its potential to create whatever you desire. Your mind has no limit. We are the one that put limits to our minds. It has no limit. You will be amazed if you learn how to use your mind power, what you will do. We are creative beings. We are creative beings, but because we have not learned how to use our mind, we are limiting ourselves. But our mind is really not limited. And when you get to that point where you learn how to use your mind power, the possibilities are endless. No one can stop you. No one can stop Kenneth. It doesn't matter what you tell him now. He doesn't care anymore. He's in a place where when he thinks it, he does it. He doesn't look at the challenges. He doesn't look at the obstacles that he's going to face. All he sees is the end result. And when you structure your mind in a way that you don't think of how I'm going to do this, you fix your gaze on the outcome, on the finish line, the result. Any other thing that happens will not distract you, will not stop you. Because why? You already created a mental image of what you want, who you want to become, what you want to become, or what you want to produce, or what you want to achieve. No one goes to school and think that getting a degree is going to be easy. But why do we persevere? Because we set our goal on that degree, on that diploma, on that certificate. And it doesn't matter how much you didn't like that lecturer, you showed up. Why? Because you want to graduate. It's a mindset. Another person will say, I'm not going to deal with it. How many of our friends had to drop out from school? Not because of financial reason, because they had the wrong mindset. And they face some challenges and they say, I'm not going to deal with this. And today they regret it. But some of us had to do all we could do to make sure that we get that graduation. It's all about the mind. So Kenneth talked a little bit about this when he was talking. When he said about the government, people are complaining about the government. You know, the truth is, what you become, who you become, is largely determined by the content, the richness of the content of your mind, not your geographical location. There are things that I know now that if I knew those things, I would not have left Cameroon to Canada. Not that I don't love Canada, but because then we thought going somewhere like Canada is the solution. But now I know it's me, what I need to become who I want to become, what I need to achieve what I want to achieve, what I need to create, what I want to create, it's on the inside of me. I just need to bring it out. I need to believe it, I need to tap into it, and I need to produce whatever I want to produce. But because then I didn't know better. If I knew what I know now, trust me, I will be where I was and create what I'm creating today. But then I had a different mindset. A mindset that I thought the government was responsible for me to become whoever I wanted to become. The government had to make it possible. No. If you go to any poor country, when I say poor country, I mean a country that everybody knows that this country, they're really struggling. Don't we have rich people in those countries? We do. We have one guy somewhere in that country living in a mansion. Why? And not tell me that he duped someone. Not every rich person duped someone. He just had a different mindset. He used his mind right to create a life that he's living. In that country, even in Canada, don't we have people who cannot afford a meal? In this same Canada, let's pretend Canada is an ocean. Think about it, that someone is in an ocean, yet they are thirsty. Right? So you see, it's all about the mind. It's all about the power of your mind. So now, what makes your mind so powerful? Or what makes your mind such a powerful tool? You know, we use our mind to direct our thoughts towards the desired outcome. What you focus on is what you attract. If you focus on lack, I'm telling you, you have just put your mind in a state where your mind can't even think. When you focus on possibility, everything, your mind will be working 24/7, looking for ideas, figuring things out for you. So anytime you have an idea or you think of something, and immediately, because the immediate response will be oh, you can't do that. You know, you don't know enough. Who even listen to you? Like, duh. Just tell your mind, just say, I can do all things. I have what it takes I have what it takes and I can do it. When you come to my home, I have something on my fridge, even in my bathroom, in my bedroom, that says, I can and I will. So every time I think of something and then I start feeling, oh, but Grace, you really can't do this, I remember that mantra and I just say, I can and I will. And immediately you do that, you will be amazed how your mind will go out to work for you. The mind, that's all your mind does, think. Nothing else. Your mind just thinks. Just thinks for you. So isn't it for your own good, your own advantage, your own benefit, that tool, this tool that you have, that all the tool does is think for you? Is it not for your own benefit to make sure that you use that tool rightly? So that tool can think the right thoughts for you, can think possibilities? It's yours. Nobody can take it from you. You own it. You have it. If they give you a vendor machine or they give you a machine and they say this machine can produce dollars for you, all you need to do is just to operate that machine. Just press some button. Will you go to bed? You will sleep by that machine. You get up by that machine. You will refuse to sleep. Right? Because you have a money machine in your home. Why will I go to sleep? I'm going to use this machine until. So why don't you use your mind? Because your mind can be your money-making machine. You just need to use it right. Right? You just need to use it right. And your mind is there for you. However you want to use it, whatever you want to use it for, the mind is always faithful. Okay? You know, I almost said praise the Lord. And then I caught myself. I'm like, okay, this is a financial literacy conference, not a church service. So the third point I want to talk to you about is renewing your mind. So the concept of mind management. Renew your mind simply means thinking differently. That's all. It's just big grammar. But all it means is you just change the way you think about things. If they are not producing you the results that you want. If you realize that I think about money this particular way, and that's really not helped me grow in my finances, you just change how you think about money. You just change your relationship with money. Okay? So renew your mind just means just changing the way you think. You know, transformation, transfiguration, metamorphosis will never take place until you change or renew your mind. I mean, we all know the famous quote that says you can't do things the same way and expect a different result. Then that's madness. You can't think the same way and expect that some miracle somewhere is going to happen and things will come out differently. It's not done. There are laws, there are principles, and what we need to do is to learn those laws, learn those principles, and use them for our advantage. And for you to be able to renew your mind, what you need to do is you have to access what I call your mental hard drive. Access your mental hard drive. Look at what you have there. What are the thoughts you have there? See what you can delete and see what new thoughts you can upload and install. Today you'll be getting so much knowledge about financial literacy. Go in, delete everything that you don't need. Upload what Kenneth is going to be teaching you today. Install them so that they stay in there and then you start using it. That's how you renew your mind. So the last point is positive mindset. So people who have a positive mindset are able to expand their skills because they are just open for new ideas. They are open for new knowledge. Like today, Kenneth will be sharing about financial literacy. all you need to do is to be receptive to what he'll be sharing. Have an open mind. I know you might have some knowledge, you might know one or two things. Just hold on with all you think you know and listen to what he's going to share today, because gosh, for him to put all this together, he's got something to tell you. And for him to be someone who is successfully running a business, able to register a university, even though he tried to downplay it, it's not easy. For him to do all those things, it means there is something he knows that he can share with you, that if you use it, you'll be able to do what he's doing. So the second point is a positive mindset is contagious. Margarita said she likes to be around people like Kenneth. Why? Because he's got a positive mindset, and when she's around him, she picks some of those. It's contagious. When you be around negative-minded people, trust me, it doesn't take much time. You become so negative yourself. So the other point is a positive mindset gives you a broader vision. You begin seeing things in a different way. Not just one way. You see things in different ways. Your mind is open. Something that someone will look and don't see anything about it, you will look at it and you see something to create out of that. Being positive changes your focus. Trust me, when you become very positive, a positive person where you think of creating, doing something great, all those your friends and whoever you know that are negative, who don't want to move, you won't want to be, nobody will tell you to stay away from them. You will just start feeling uncomfortable around them. Positivity creates a trustworthy reputation. When you talk positively about yourself, it builds a reputation. People respect you. I don't think any of us would like to be around someone who speaks constantly negative about themselves. Because if you're talking so much negative about you, what do I want to do with you? I don't want to be around someone like that. If you cannot talk yourself up, you can speak something positive about yourself, then I can only imagine what you say about me, behind me, right? So, but when you have a positive mindset, people trust you. They trust you with project. They trust you with things. I want you to see that. So the regrets of yesterday and the fears of tomorrow are the enemies of today's happiness. Many people don't live in today, they live in yesterday, and they try to live in tomorrow. Do you know that future is like tomorrow? Like future is Monday. But when we think of future, we think future is like 10 years, 5 years. But future is tomorrow. Monday is future. Because you are not there yet. Have you seen Monday yet? No. So it's future. And that's my quote. The people who are crazy enough to believe they can change their circumstances are the ones who do like Kenneth, like me, like Margarita, and lots of you. I'm seeing one friend there that he's a bulldozer as well. So if he can sit here, there's someone who owns stores, beauty stores, he and his wife. If they can come here today to learn from this gentleman, then I want you to get curious. So my name is Grace Oben, and thank you.